Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so grateful to be here and to be with you and to keep just sharing my experience through this journey of having my own business, being in recovery, and all that yummy, juicy stuff. And today, recently, this has been popping up for me on just the different conversations that I'll have through the day. So I'm always out and about. I don't know, I thrive off of, going out or just being out in general. And even I've noticed like running errands is like a meditation and it's so enjoyable. Like even driving there and just like putting my hand out the window and just feeling the breeze and like walking and being conscious of my posture and just all the I don't know, life is like yummy. And that's what I wanted to come on about because I have found through, just the experiences that I receive all day, even through like the disturbances, I can really look at that. And recently I've had not like some new disturbances, I guess, or just the different comments that I get. For instance, I was like walking to my car and a neighbor was like, "Oh, where are you going now?" Like I was like, "Oh, I'm going to my side job or whatever." And they were like, "You work like every day." And I've heard that, before of like, "Where's your downtime?" Or another one that I get is like, I'm too hard on myself. And I don't know. And then I was on the phone today with somebody and she's like, "Oh, life is so hard." And I'm so grateful. And I'm just like, no, life is like not hard. And actually I have all the answers like inside of myself. So for instance, like when somebody says, you need some more downtime. And I don't know, I'm like, how much downtime do I need? And I internally have this, this knowing, right? Like taking that pause and being with the divine. And it's like, no, like I feel good. I feel happy. And just having that like moment of like, what is this person saying? And just having that truth of like the knowing that I really like, no, I have beautiful relaxing, moments. And I mean all day I'm in the moment. But like that genuine like, I don't really even know, how would you even like label like what downtime is. Actually, now that I'm discussing it, that's for me, it's like that's perception of like what downtime is. Because for me, my downtime is like laying in bed and giving myself a massage and listening to dubstep. Or, and I do that like every night. And I don't know, like that's my, my relaxation, with TV. I haven't watched TV in like a few months. I don't feel called to watch TV. And that actually was in like stages of my recovery. Like before I had a few months of sobriety, and I would watch that TV and I would watch like, I love horror movies, and I would look up like the most dirtiest like horror movie, like going on Google and being like X rated, just and I did that for a while. And then one night I noticed like I genuinely couldn't stop. I couldn't stop watching TV. And like it's now, 4 a.m. And I was like, holy crap, like I cannot stop watching. And all of a sudden, the TV just like shuts off, like stops working. And I was like, okay, we're not gonna watch, horror movies anymore, because obviously I'm starting to not have power to turn it off. And then from there, I still loved watching TV. So I was like, oh, let me watch like Disney movies. It's light, it's fun, and I can turn it off when I'm done. And I did that for a little bit, and then it turned into, oh, I'm actually really curious, about the world and what to know more information. Like I felt it. So I didn't watch Disney anymore. And I don't know, and then I was like watching these interviews and now I just don't even turn on the TV. And that's what I've noticed, like it's just with that area, I like to just discuss that because I have found a commonality in some of us recovered people with this TV. But in general, I just, I'm always just being guided, with whatever you want to call it, my inner self. Like I can just like start tapping in and feeling like, does this feel good or does this not feel good? And it's funny because I had made a YouTube video the other day and I was talking about having these like difficult conversations. Not like, I don't even want to say difficult conversations because they're not. It's my perception about it. And I'm not using my voice or just like, no, this doesn't work for me, and to express that. And I don't know, I was able with power to use my voice in a conversation from what I had posted, the other day, about that person like randomly calling me. It didn't feel right. And I stuck to it because this is what's so funny. And this is what I have learned like in recovery, that if I say to somebody like, do not discuss this with me, or I don't want to do that, and if then they go ahead and like push again, like I just know, they're spiritually sick just like me. And I had that conversation. I tapped into power and I said, you know what? Like, it's very selfish of for me to even be talking to you. Like, I'm not called to talk to you. Like, please don't call me anymore. But I genuinely care about you as a human being, but this is where it ends. And what do you know? The next day they called again and I just didn't even answer because it's like, oh, here is my sign of like, yeah, like we're making the right decision, right? And that's like with these limiting beliefs, like when people, give their I really I call it an opinion, to be honest. Like it's an opinion because everyone's perception is so different, you know, from I have found like being literally in the same room, we're doing the same activity and we're totally having a different experience. So it's an opinion. And when I hear like certain things or like, oh, life is so hard, I'm like, whoa, like that doesn't feel good. Um, because life is easy, right? Of course, there's like beautiful like pain, right? Because that's what keeps waking me up to more consciousness. I have found like, so I'm not asleep, but like that's the human experience. And I don't know, just I have found like it's like, oh, if I'm like saying like, oh, this is hard, it's like, well, yeah, of course this is gonna be hard. Or if I'm just like, oh, this is like really easy, God take it. I don't want it. Let me just show up and do what's right. And it just flows like so simple. So I don't know, like I've been seeing that the past few days, or probably always have seen it, and how I express myself, but recently I've been waking up to it a little bit more, of just the different conversations that are going on, around me. And that's like the video, that I posted the other day of like with that girl like screaming at me, right? That was like an awesome conscious moment as well, to know like, oh, whoa, that was like me totally manipulating a moment. And I don't know, I love being conscious. And Yeah, I just have noticed like different things that people say, right? Like I just tap into like, okay, does this feel good? What does this feel what does this feel like? And then I disregard the thought. And that really helps me, like just completely disregarding the thought and feeling the actual like feeling that's happening, and to have that pause. That way I can just like decipher, what is happening. So I just wanted to share my experience with these like limiting beliefs, because for me, it's like, no, life is easy. I'm fucking abundant. Like, I enjoy life. It's so pleasurable. So let me know if whatever you guys want me to discuss, because, I'd be out here like running a business, working at a club, being sober, even gaining sobriety. And that's like a gift in itself. So I don't know, just let me know if you in the comments want to hear any extra like juicy things. Again, I am single. I be out, going on a date, or, if it's aligned. So yeah, let me know if whatever you want to hear. I'm here to just pass along, my experiences. Thank you. Satnam.